I really, really wanted this purple revolution to come into fruition, but the truth of the matter is it probably isn't. And the reason for that is because of a lot of the pain between the two sides. Um, I had my therapy session today with my trauma therapist. One of the things I had stated was I have decided to cut myself off from the MAGA drama in that, yeah, I may respond to some, but the reality is now I'm going to start blocking because there is no way to talk reason into these people. You can't do it. They already believe what they believe. So at this point, I am just going to accept the fact that these are very self loathing people who believe everything that this dictator tells them and who have never, ever processed their own generational trauma and they are taking it out on this country. I truly believe that. To have so much hate for people just because they happen to be immigrants, just because they happen to be poor, just because they happen to be leftist, uh, um, just because we believe in humanity. And I'm talking about the constituents. I'm not talking about the people in office because the people in office on both sides are fucked up. They care more about the billionaires and trillionaires than they do about humanity. And this is why I'm concentrating on the people who are actually not in government, the people who are out there trying to help those who are being persecuted, like the immigrants, like anyone who speaks out against this dictator, any Palestinian who fights, who protests for their country, protests so that their families stop being genocided, that kind of thing. Um, we're never going to have a purple revolution as long as MAGA is still MAGA. That's it. They want things their way without having to basically really look at what they've done to people, the consequences of their actions, the pain that they've put a lot of people through, as they celebrate the inhumanity, as they celebrate the cruelty. There is no fucking way a purple revolution can ever be something that could happen because of the pain that MAGA has caused a lot of people. For that to actually occur, MAGA would really have to sit in their bullshit and do some serious real soul searching. Not the Christian nationalist version of it, but the real thing. Actually look into themselves and ask themselves why this is okay to them. Ask themselves why they don't like empathy of any kind. Ask themselves why compassion has disappeared, if they even had it at all. Ask themselves why they need to persecute other people. What exactly are those people really doing to them? Because I want to tell you right now, immigrants and trans people are not the people causing any crimes. A lot of the time it's American citizens, and a lot of the time so far it's been Christian nationalists. A lot of these terrorists are homegrown, and a lot of them have come from MAGA, who will put anything in the news to blame a trans person on whatever they want to blame a trans person on, because that's easy, low-hanging fruit for them. Another reason why the purple revolution will never happen. These people don't want you to work with them. They want you to just be as cruel as they are. And we're not going to do that. A lot of us constituents are out here actually helping people. And while MAGA calls it virtue signaling, I could speak. While MAGA calls it virtue signaling, I think they're confusing what Democrats in office are doing with what the actual constituents are doing. Because there's a lot of virtue signaling in Democrat office, in office with both sides, both Democrats and and these MAGA people. Okay, they got to go, all of them. We got to clean out the place. We need people who actually care for people, actual people who actually care, who are against cruelty and inhumanity of any kind, who actually believe in equality for all, who don't want to persecute anybody. About the only people who should be put in jail are actual criminals, like pedophiles. Actual criminals, not immigrants because they happen to be here. And while they may be undocumented, the way they're going about deporting them is disgusting. And it's inhumane. And these people cheer it. Okay? I'd like every MAGA to know what it's like to live in fear that their family members walking out that door may not come back home. Because that's what you have to experience. I want you all to know what it's like for your child to go into school and wonder, are they going to come back alive because of a shooting done by another American? Okay? I want MAGA to actually realize what it feels like, okay, to say goodbye to their parents and suddenly fear that they may never see them again because fucking ICE took them. That is how I want them to feel. They have to experience all of this. That's the truth. And Karma will collect her debt. So she's working on it. She's been doing it since last year. So this is why the purple revolution will never happen, is because there's just too much pain. And until we're willing to let go of our prejudices and our bigotry and actually believe in humanity and equality for all, as well as bodily autonomy for women and men, as well as freedom for the trans community, the whole of the LGBTQIA community, all of that, we're not going to work together. That's it. We're not.